Hi, everybody. I'm Jeffrey Driscoll.
And I'm Jim Kerr.
And welcome to 15 Minutes of Fame. Well, Jim, I guess the NHL is back on, so let's talk. Yeah, exactly, right? Let's talk about something that I really think came out of left field. Sports Illustrated reporter Adrian Dater, guy's out of Colorado, so keep that in mind, ranks the Edmonton Oilers quite high. What do you make of, well, he put preseason Oilers at third place. What do you think of that?
Yeah, that's mile high, isn't
Mile
it?
high. Nice work.
Third's pretty high for a team that's finished at the other end of the standings for, 3 straight years
That's
now,
right.
pretty much. The argument could be made that they're a better team than what the standings have shown over those periods, at least for last year, I would say. That it seemed like they weren't as bad a team as 29th place, but that's where they ended up. The report says the Oilers have a great offense with some young stars that lit up the AHL during the lockout. We've talked about that. Yeah. And that's true. You know, they're for a season like this where everyone's kind of coming in at varying stages of readiness, I guess. That's a benefit for the Oilers that they've had their young stars showing a lot of promise at the AHL level, a heightened AHL. Again, we've spoken about that. How Justin Schultz doing as well as he did in the AHL in that AHL is better than if he started the year in a regular NHL year in the AHL and did well. There was better players there this year, and he performed like he did. It also says though that they're gonna have a great offense, blah blah blah, but goaltending and defense is a big question mark.
No kidding.
To me, that drops you down from
right.
third.
Exactly.
You go, well, okay, how good are they defensively? Well, that's actually a huge part of the game.
Yeah.
So what he said was there's 3 facets of the game. 1/3 of those, they're probably among the great teams in the league for this season, based on the fact that they've had guys playing high-level hockey in the lead up to this shortened season. But those other 2/3, now I'm no mathematician.
No. We've established that before on this show.
We've established that before.
Yes.
And I establish it on a daily basis.
That's right.
But that says to me, those are 2 big question marks to have. I think the Oilers will be okay in those 2 areas. I think it'll be to have a goaltender who looks good, you need a solid defense and a solid team defense where that includes the forwards. So if they've got enough on the defensive side of the game to give Devin Dubnyk some help, then assuming that he's their starter, then there might be something to this third place ranking.
Right.
But if it's going to be another year where it's Dubnyk makes the first save, makes the second save, and the third or fourth attempt goes in, well, that's not a situation where your goal is going to thrive. But it's nice to hear someone give a nod to the Oilers, especially someone from the same division. Maybe he's trying to psych us out.
Maybe that's what he's trying to do. Maybe that's what it is. Hey, good for him, I guess.
It's like in soccer ahead of a big Champions League game or something where the one manager will say, "Oh, that team we're playing is really good.
Yeah.
They're so strong. I don't know if we even have a chance." Just to mess with them a little bit.
That's right. There was an interesting storyline that developed around Ilya Kovalchuk and his post-lockout plans. What ended up happening there, Jim?
Yeah, well, it was another one of these Russian guys are evil kind of story. Turned out to, I don't know, I don't think it really ended up that way, but it sounded like the $100 million man wanted to find a way to stay in Russia once the lockout was over. He was talking like it might actually be a possibility. However, Devils GM Lou Lamoriello says Kovalchuk will be back in Jersey this week. He'll practice with the team. Sounds like it might have been a situation where a quote over on this side of the world came back to our side of the world and kind of got maybe blown out of proportion a little bit. But Lamoriello said, the lockout wasn't over until Saturday night officially. So, this isn't, there's no disrespect. It's not a situation like it was kind of being portrayed. So you also got to wonder, anytime it's a Russian, the media here has a thing with Russians.
That's right.
Look no further than our own backyard here with, what's that kid's name? Nail Yakupov, where it was like, oh, this guy, Yeah, Canadians are dirty. Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the way it is.
we're like a nation, a hockey nation built on that, pretty
That's
much.
right.
But it sounded like a juicy story when I first saw it. I was like, oh my God, and then I'm thinking to myself, okay, they have the agreement between the NHL and the KHL, they're going to honor contracts, but if you're the KHL and there's one that you're going to fight for,
Kovalchuk's
probably
it.
You're
Oh, for
thinking
sure.
you're thinking ticket sales, you're thinking promotion, you're thinking, if we could lure away arguably one of the best players in the NHL, the best players in the world, it would make our relationship not that good, but I don't think the relationship's that good anyways.
Exactly.
Yeah. And what does it matter, really?
Exactly.
If you have a good relationship with a rival league,
Totally.
who cares? To be honest. But so it ended up not being as big, or at least the damage control was good enough to make it not look that big. So I guess he's back and everything's fine.
Yeah, everything's fine. He was in the KHL All-Star game where in the skills competition the night before, he did some figure skating with a local Russian figure skater. It's absolutely worth a watch.
And Pavel Datsyuk played in that too, and no one really said anything.
No, that was my biggest thing. Is Pavel Datsyuk was there. Also, some sick moves from Pavel Datsyuk, right?
Yeah, beautiful stuff.
Like, go
Can't
and watch
wait
that.
for the NHL.
Oh yeah, go and watch that right now. Well, not right now. Just wait until
Soon.
our show is done, and then
Like 10 minutes from now.
Exactly. Well, what do you make of the Toronto Maple Leafs firing their GM, the big old, there it is, Brian Burke? Oh my God, I hate it. I hate it, Jim.
You love it.
Ah.
The timing of this one blows me away. You had the entire offseason plus the lockout to make that move.
Right.
The ownership group said they decided to fire him last week because they apparently decided they didn't like his style.
Right.
Now,
just like Jeff Driscoll.
Yeah, and it's not like his style is a new thing.
No.
It's not like he just came out with a new style.
He's been doing this for forever.
Yeah, like he's going by like double B or something, and like has a whole new thing. This is him, and he's been in the game for years.
That's right.
So you know exactly who you're dealing with. You know exactly what's going on. So to come out and say, yeah, I just don't like his style. Now, we've talked about it in the past, how you feel about the guy.
That's right.
But the timing of this is just disturbing to me because I guess it was a complete shock to him, a complete shock to everyone around him, and then the whole senior advisor kind of thing has nothing to do with hockey apparently. I think
really?
he thought he was going to be a senior advisor to the GM. He's a senior advisor to the owners. Apparently.
No kidding.
So, which is funny, a couple different ways. But so now he's pretty much just there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've got a hockey expert who you're not going to lean on for hockey stuff.
No, that's just a legacy position like the Edmonton Oilers gave Pat Quinn when Pat Quinn got fired. I think that's exactly what it is.
Sloppy.
Exactly. Well, one last note on the rundown from the NHL. The first major roster move comes to us from the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah, they decided to buy out Scott Gomez.
Wow. Yeah.
And that massive contract of his. It'll clean $7.3 million in cap space for next season.
Yeah.
Gomez's struggles have been well documented. There was a website last year, Did Gomez Score, or something like that.
And most of the time it said no.
Yeah, that's right. And there was a big thing when he did finally score.
That's right.
He's had a tough go. He had 59 points in his first year with Montreal, 38, then just 11 in 38 games last year. So he's been hurt. He hasn't been producing. Not even, scoring goals is one thing, but not really getting much in the way of assists. And,
no, nothing.
Just kind of, he's turned into like a Jonathan Gichu kind of. So
yeah.
I don't know, like, is he a guy that, can bounce back and play somewhere else? He's obviously made it to the NHL and won 2 Stanley Cups and had a good run. I don't think his career's over. I don't know. Maybe there's something that he's changed that led to this bit of a downturn in his career. We don't know.
No.
I'd like to see him back though. Apparently, he's a great guy in the room, and I liked him for most of his career when he was playing in Jersey and stuff. I always thought he was a good player. It's tough to see a guy just kind of fall from grace like that, and without really much in the way of like explanation.
There's no real reason why.
Yeah. So now that this contract's going to be over, maybe he can come back at a reasonable price and be earn his way back into NHL respectability. But
Absolutely.
I'd like to see him get another shot somewhere. And he's probably happy that, well, he won't be happy. But at the same time, that means you get paid
to do nothing.
Just to be you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like
that.
it.
So basically, my career ambition is to be bought.
Right.
In some
Exactly.
form.
Good for Gomez. On to football now. We're now deep into well, Jim, on to football now. We're deep into the NFL's AFC and NFC championship games. What did you think of this weekend's playoff games?
Yeah, I couldn't believe that the Ravens came out on top over the Broncos. Joe Flacco came up huge in the final minute of that game, and throughout the game, it was a fantastic game. But he sent the game to overtime with a big completion in the closing minute. And Peyton Manning throws an interception in overtime, and that's all she wrote. Yeah. And, that was a great game. As for the 49ers, dominating performance over the Green Bay Packers. Colin Kaepernick, 181 or so rushing yards, 263 passing yards. 45-31 win, which, wow,
huge.
That's huge. It'll be the Niners in the fall after Atlanta blew a big lead but came back to beat Seattle, and Baltimore against the Pats. And those are going to be two very, very good games.
Well, Jim, your predictions last time sucked, so let's try it again here. What are you going to do for predictions this time?
Yeah. To be fair, I'm pretty sure I called that they suck.
Well, okay.
Because, I don't need an IQ test to know. I can spell IQ. But I'm going to say San Francisco and New England, though I'd love to see the Ravens win for Ray Lewis and, maybe another Harbaugh Bowl. That would be fun to see. But, who knows? Because I'm not that smart. So I'd like to see the Niners go through, and I think New England is just that team that's so experienced and so clutch. They will, however, be playing without Rob Gronkowski, apparently. Yeah. He's supposedly done for the playoffs, which is tough because on the game on Sunday they were saying that he coming into that game he was saying he felt so much better than he did when he played hurt the last time he was in the Super Bowl, and now he goes down with an injury, the same arm that he hurt earlier this season, and that's it for him.
Absolutely, that's too bad.
That's for them, but they're such a deep team. Yeah.
I would love to see the Ravens go through. I'd love to see Ray Lewis do his thing, but I think your predictions are probably getting pretty spot on by now, so good for you. Hi. Okay. Well, Jim, let's start off with the GABBYs, and a good to my favorite, Kate Upton. I'm so glad that she finally made it into the GABBYs here. She ripped into Notre Dame and the New York Jets in a tweet this week. The Fighting Irish got smashed in the BCS title game by Alabama, and Upton wrote, "It's okay, Notre Dame. This happened to the Jets every week." Ouch, man, that sucks for them. But good for Kate Upton. I'm glad she made the GABBYs.
Yeah, she's the best.
She's the best.
I hope she watches the show.
Yeah, of course she watches the show. Come on now.
Hi, Kate.
Hello.
Hi, Jim. While we're talking Twitter, Jeff, how about a good to the Dallas Stars, who blasted the Dallas Cowboys with a solid tweet this week as well. The Cowboys tweeted something along the lines of, "Similarly, in the category of nobody cares, the NHL is back." To which the Stars responded, "At least our number 9 got the job done," with a picture of Mike Modano and the Stanley Cup. Take that, Tony Romo. Take that, Dallas Cowboys. That came out later. The Cowboys apologized for that tweet.
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. I really enjoyed that.
I bet Kate Upton really liked it too.
Hi, Kate. Probably. I'm Jeff.
Hey, Kate.
Hi, Kate.
He's Jeff. I'm Jim.
Hi.
We do a show.
We do a show.
I got a bow tie on.
You got a tie on. Finally, a good to the MLB. They're going to begin testing for HGH this season, making them the first North American Pro League to make that jump. If it goes well, it'll probably lead to similar programs in the other pro leagues, which is a good thing. It's about time.
Yeah, and let's just jump right into the bad side. Speaking of the MLB, speaking of HGH, and speaking of drugs,
yes.
How about a bad to the fact that no one will be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year? It's the first time since 1996 that no one's been voted in. That's got a lot to do with some of the guys who are eligible, names like Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens. To be honest, why do we keep dragging this? Just put them in. Yeah. The league can't pretend that having those guys do what they did didn't benefit the league greatly.
Yeah, no, totally.
And really, I don't know what side I'm on this one, but okay, they took stuff, or maybe they took stuff.
They took stuff. I think we're there now.
Yeah. But here we're talking about the league testing for HGH and stuff, and maybe the awareness never gets there without these guys. I'm not saying it's good that they did it, but it was exciting to watch. Everybody loved watching it. The Barry Bonds home run chase and everything. Can we just get past it? You're never going to get past it with these like when every time something like this comes up, we're talking about it. We're not going to vote him in. Guy hit like a million home runs. Just put him in the thing.
I'm with you.
Cares?
Put him in the thing.
Exactly. Get it over with, and let's just move on. But the fact that no one's in there is what? I hope they still have a ceremony.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
No kidding. Exactly.
Just Kate Upton could go. I could be her date if she doesn't have one.
Kate Upton.
Kate Upton. If you're watching.
If you're watching, no big deal.
My name's Jim.
My name's Jeff. I like long walks on the beach.
Yeah.
How about a bad to the New York Jets, who are apparently having a tough time filling the GM vacancy? Jay Glazer, he reports that they've tried to get someone on board, but so far everyone's turned them down, which is hilarious. It's probably got something to do with the fact that the team is basically a circus most of the time.
Yeah, the team's a joke, and there's that circus atmosphere. Like, I bet you if they asked Kate Upton, she'd say no, but she doesn't. She ripped them on Twitter though, so she probably isn't interested. She's probably pretty busy with stuff.
Probably too busy to respond.
Get to it.
Yeah.
Hey, Kate Upton. How about a bad to Lubomir Visnovsky, who is not a swimsuit. Yeah, probably. So bad to Lumo, who's not a swimsuit model like Kate Upton is. No. He's trying his hardest to not play for the New York Islanders this year. It's a very New York-centric piece this week. He released a statement last week saying that he plans to stay in Slovakia for the rest of the season. His decision to stay in the KHL is for family and personal reasons, and because he's watched the NHL over the years and knows that the New York Islanders aren't that great of a team. It's probably, though, got nothing to do with the Islanders sucking. Yeah, definitely not. Hi, Kate Upton.
Probably got nothing to do with that. Yeah,
probably not.
I'm surprised he doesn't want to come back to New York, because you know who sometimes lives in New York? Not all the time, but sometimes lives in New York. Kate Upton lives in New York sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'm a little surprised. But let's work on the
she could probably fly anywhere.
Probably anywhere. She's probably rich.
Yeah.
She could probably fly to Edmonton. You know. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I bet she's never been here.
I bet you she's never been here. I could give her a tour.
There's a good mall.
There's a good mall, and maybe like a good offense of a team, but not a good defense or goaltender.
Yeah, they have a water park.
They totally have a water park.
Try out her new bikini or something.
I like that. Would she be trying on the bikini, or would you be trying on the bikini?
I would do whatever I was asked to do.
That's right.
Not anything, but
let's try to get the heck out of this show here, Jim, and talk about Jose Canseco, who is quite obviously the punchline this week, and really
he's a character, and we know this.
Yes.
But let's just a quick refresher before we get to the latest round of tweets from him, just in case Kate Upton didn't see the last episode where we talked about it. If she wants to see it, it's on our YouTube channel.
It's on our YouTube.
But I'm also having a private viewing at my house. He wants to be the mayor of Toronto, basically, and manage the Blue Jays for free.
Good.
And play for them for free also.
Right.
Those are three things that he wants to do. There's a problem though. He's not Canadian.
No.
And so he's on it though. He's working on it. He says, "I promised I would update on Citizen Thing." I'm going to try and patch up the English a little bit.
Yeah. Do your thing.
It's a little rough. I have 4 ways to be an instant Canadian and take Mayor Rod Ford's seat. It's Rob, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Hashtag yes we Canseco, which is great.
That is great. That's fantastic.
That's a good one. Number 1,
my
top secret, get political asylum.
Okay.
I was born in Cuba, and there's no law against dual U.S.-Canada asylum. I am a refugee.
Sure.
Whatever. Number 2, marry Canadian.
Good.
Any Canadian.
Any Canadian.
Hashtag yes we Canseco.
Absolutely.
3, have Steve Harper make me an instant Canadian like Gorbachev just did for my buddy Jerry Depardieu because of special gifts Okay.
Okay, sure.
I don't really follow that one, but
That's good. Special gifts.
That's cool. This is my favorite one, though. Number 4 is the best one, and we get a shout out, kind of.
Good.
You ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
Convert to Eskimo.
Oh no.
And join a tribe.
Oh God.
They are called First Nation and are original Canadians, although most are in Edmonton.
Oh my God, this is fantastic.
Now, I wonder if he's just heard of the Edmonton Eskimos and thinks that that tribe just came up with an.
Maybe that's what it is.
I saw that, I was like, that's amazing.
That's great.
He's probably thinking, well, Warren Moon converted to Eskimo before he converted to whatever team he played for. I wonder if he saw that and thought, oh, that's what. Maybe he got the idea from they're a tribe. They wear jerseys, play sports. But I love that he gave us a shout out. Of course, he's been here playing minor league ball, so that's cool. But I love that we got a shout out, Kate Upton. But I just, that's fantastic that I don't know how serious he is when he sends this stuff out. How, if he's doing it oh, people are going to think I'm so dumb, when I talk.
Right.
Or if he's believes that he can convert to Eskimo and sneak in Canadian citizenship.
I think he really believes this stuff, and that's what's both hilarious and a little depressing.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both.
But hilarious mostly.
Yeah, and I hope that he tries really hard to go. He sent out a tweet about can someone adopt me, or what would happen if a Canadian adopted me? I'm gonna download the forms right now.
Oh yeah, I will absolutely.
Yes, my kid Jose.
Canseco.
How old is he? How old are you?
How old are
he's
you?
my adopted son.
No big deal.
Adopted son.
That's fantastic. Well, folks, that's our 15 minutes of fame up for this week. Listen, if you made it all the way through, congratulations, because we've had a little bit of technical difficulties, as you may have seen. I'm doing my best at cutting it all together, so it looks like we had no technical difficulties, but I'm not a wizard. I am, however, perfectly willing to date Kate Upton, that's for sure.
Yeah, and if you know anything better than Skype for this type of thing,
hook us up.
Put us out of our misery.
Yes.
If and that's to you too, Kate, if you're watching. If you know anything better than Skype, you can come over and show me, tell me download it or whatever.
No problem.
Because sometimes over the phone and text message, I can't really get it sorted out.
Right.
I'm more of a hands-on learner.
You are hands-on. That's true about you. I've heard that.
Yeah. So did we already do the sign-off?
No, I'm about to do it. Here we go.
Okay.
All right, and this is our 15 minutes of fame up for this week. Join us again next week when we get a whole new 15 minutes of fame with Kate Upton. In the meantime, I'm Brian Burke's open tie.
And I'm available.
Yes, you are. Have a good week, folks.